A lunch Lola packed, 3 bags weighing 99 pounds, and a cheap load of people from school, from the market, from church, pretty much my whole town. We're crammed on the curb by the terminal door, me and this family of mine. There's hugs and there's kisses, there's tears and there's wishes, 'cause soon I leave them behind. See the passenger's only sign, then it's 1,095 days at the least, 3 years till I see them again. My next Christmas, next birthday, next who knows what with them will be who knows when. All I'll have is some cousins whose names I forget, and friends of acquaintances I've never met till then. But all of these people are counting on me, and my contract is signed, and so with my passport, my luggage, some make-believe courage, and a one-way ticket, here I go.
Effortless smile. I am going, I'll say,
for a 3-year MA,
but I'll only be gone for a while. There's all sorts of people here waiting in line, and I've always known where I fall.
At the top of the heap,
at the back of the pack, but soon beyond that wall, past this immigration hall,
I lose every advantage and most of my rights.
All financial records wiped clean.
A new language, new culture,
new peers and new order. A new routine.
Do I have the ambition and focus to thrive?
It's a new lease on life, but will I stay alive in this scene? But I've sold all my stuff.
Orientation's next week,
I'm the next one in line, and so
with my transcript,
my story, my visions of glory, and a one-way ticket, here I go.
The Santo Niño Mom asked me to bring
my first ever boarding pass,
my pillow, my blanket, my paper, my headset, my seat in economy class.
At home I'm surrounded by people I know.
I know these streets like the back of my hand, and I know where to find the best meal, the best crowd, the best deal.
It's a place I understand, but in 22 hours I land. 8,491 miles, halfway around the planet from here.
That's 12 time zones difference. It says here 13.
Just for half the year.
How one goes from the place he calls home in a snap to a place that's just blotches and lines on a map is unclear. But they've called us for boarding.
I'm 64E.
They're opening the door, and so with a month's worth of reading,
anxiety reading, and a one-way ticket, here I go. 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 Here I go.
To a job I know nothing about,
To a man I've only
mother I haven't seen since 1993.
To an end, a beginning, a dream, a nightmare. It's all in the hands of fate. What twists and turns, what ups and downs, what surprises await. Yes, it's stranger and tougher and colder and lonelier, farther than you can conceive. But it's wider and freer, more vivid with color, and heights you and I can achieve. Now my seatbelt is fastened, the runway's clear, the sky's within reach, and so with the blur in my mind of all I leave behind,
With a sigh and a prayer, one last breath of this air,
with the rush of the thrust and unthinkable trust in a one-way ticket, here I go.
On the Side of the World is a collection of musical monologues and scenes inspired by the Filipino immigrant experience in the US. I started writing it in 2013 while studying musical theater writing at NYU. For one class, we were asked to write a song cycle based on a community of our choice. Of course, I chose Filipino immigrants, being one myself who moved from Manila to Boston in 2012. Over the years, immigration has become increasingly politicized, and I think On the Side of the World counterbalances that. It presents a wide spectrum of deeply personal experiences and emotions, giving immigration a human face. On the Side of the World also asks, what and who is America? And related to that, what and who is American theater? For a long time in American theater, actors of Asian descent have been pigeonholed into a very limited set of roles and shows. On the Side of the World gives these same actors a whole new set of stories to tell.
So, I just came from my 20th audition since I moved to New York City 2 months ago. How did it go? Well, I went into the room and gave them a show with my 18-inch biceps, my 30-inch waist, my perfectly proportioned symmetrical face. Yo, my diet and my workout are Olympian-based. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and beyond this perfect package, I'd my scene down pat. I shed a tear on cue, cried just like that. I gave them hip-hop and ballet, sang a high B flat. Oh yeah, see, I was a superstar in the Manila scene. I was the Bradley fucking Cooper of the Philippines, with 1 million Insta followers and Facebook fans, hoping they'd cast me as a leading man. Between Manila stage and screen, I was constantly booked. Every writer and director and producer was hooked. So when I moved to the States, oh, Manila was shook. Oh, oh, oh. But I did it cause my friend said I got the goods to be like Gyllenhaal on Broadway and Hollywood, to go from Hamlet to Avenger like Cumberbatch could. But no, here I am an extra in the construction scene. I'm second cop guy at bar, Dr. Number 13. Yeah, I know I can do things few others can, but here no one casts me. Here no one casts me as a leading man. Here's the thing I was sold when back home I was told that I'm destined for American dreams, that I'm practically white with my nose and my height and my regiment of whitening creams. And with English this sweet, thanks to Sesame Street, I believed I'd knock 'em all dead. Well, today my audition rocked, but after 20 auditions. Why should I be shocked that once again they said, hey, you're great, though not the type for Jean Valjean, but we're also casting King and I and Miss Saigon. Dude, I've never even been to Thailand or Vietnam. Now I get it, I am different, still I'm standing tall. Gonna work my ethnic ass off and break through that wall, 'cause someday someone in a casting call will see me for me and cast me for me. Then you'll see I will be on a marquee in LA, and I'll infiltrate the mighty great white way. The world will want me brown as I am, when once they looked past me, they'll be looking right at me. So come on and cast me as a leading man.
From the outset, my goal with On the Side of the World was to tell Filipino-American stories in a way that spoke to Filipinos and non-Filipinos alike. With the help of director Noam Shapiro, I think the show has achieved that goal. In 2019, we had a 2-week workshop production at Access Theater in New York City, and earlier this year, Prospect Theater Company produced a 2-night concert staging of the show. Both were sold out, and at both we got so much love from audience members of all backgrounds. Filipino, non-Filipino, immigrant, first generation, and even those whose families have been in the US for a much longer time. And now, it is such an honor to be presenting this show at the NAMT Festival. I think On the Side of the World has turned out to be a show that can be enjoyed on 3 levels. It's a show about Filipino culture, it's a show about the immigrant experience, and it's a show about universal human themes like love, identity, belonging, and sacrifice that just happen to be told through a Filipino immigrant frame.
My mother is an immigrant. She tells me, Brianna, you are 6 and starting school. At school, she says, you need to fit in. Fit in, I ask, what does that mean? It means you have to sit with the other kids, look at the clothes they wear, listen to how they talk, see how they do their hair, figure out what kids like to buy, ask about their thoughts and try to talk and dress and buy and think that way. Don't let them see you're different, she says. I answer, okay. But then my mother, who's an immigrant, drops me off at school in a big poofy dress saying, love you, take care, bye-bye. Packs me greasy lunches, ew, what a mess. The smell makes my classmates cry. She speaks to my friends in the craziest accent, gives the wrong answer when she helps with my homework. So how on earth can I not seem different? So I just stay quiet and let the snickering begin. When your mother is an immigrant, it's hard to fit in. My mother, who's an immigrant, says, Brianna, now you're 16, let's think about college. If you want a good college, you need to stand out. But Mom, I say, that's 2 years away. Besides, I have a 3.6 GPA. Well, you must have nothing less than a 4.0. Ace every every single AP. Be president of your high school class. Score 1,600 on your SAT. Be captain of the swimming team and star of the play. Give recitals on piano and in flute and ballet. Be the brightest star up in the sky. Show you're extraordinary, she says. And I'm like, I'll try. But then my mother, who's an immigrant, makes me spend the whole of Sunday at church for Sunday school choir and mass. Drags me off to these dinners with ninangs and lolas where they fatten up my swimmer's ass. She gets me involved in these community projects, talks about nothing but dumb teleseries. So how am I to pass for extraordinary? But whatever, I've got exams to think about. When your mother is an immigrant, it's hard to stand out and fit in. My mother is an immigrant, and soon she's going to be a grandmother too. Mom, I ask, what advice can you give? She laughs and says, you're asking me. You know much more than I will ever know. How lucky your child's going to be. If I knew half as much then as you know now, you wouldn't have been so frustrated, confused and humiliated. But your mother is an... Mom, stop. The things you gave up, the things you went through, learning to be a mom while learning a country that's totally new, that took strength and courage and sacrifice. That's what I want to learn, Mom. That's the advice I need. I did well in school, not quite the best, but in the end you were fine. And though now I blend in pretty well, I'm proud that I can trace a line back to where I came from, a line my child will carry on. I turned out pretty well, thanks to you, Mom. Mom's coming over to my place for a greasy lunch today. My mother is an immigrant, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
We would love to bring On the Side of the World to places with large Filipino populations. The West Coast, Chicago, Texas, Nevada, Toronto, Hawaii, but also to any theater that wants to put new stories and new communities on stage. We dream of eventually having another bigger production in New York City. But my own hope is to one day bring this show to Manila, where over the decades, millions of Filipinos like me have boarded a plane with a one-way ticket, and our journeys and this show began.
Here I go.